Bandit here. Welcome back to the channel. We're back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and for today's video we're in the recently released PMDG 737 for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It's finally here after over a year since 2024 has been out. You know, there was a lot of controversy about this aircraft regarding the price point for the update and how long it took and everything. But anyway, that being said, it's the only decent 737NG you can purchase. So I purchased the update for $30 US, and yeah, here we are. I'm not going to go over all the controversy about the aircraft, but anyway, it's here in the sim, so let's enjoy it. For today's flight, we are going to do an awesome flight. I think I recommend everybody try this flight in the sim. With Brazil update, we have some great scenery in Brazil, and this is from Santo's Dumont Airport in Rio, regional airport. I'm going to fly to Congonhas. Probably butchered that, my Portuguese is very good, but that's a regional airport in Sao Paulo, and the feature of this is short runway operations. We're going to be taking off out of here. The runway is just under 4,200 feet long, and so it creates some challenges, and it's hard to believe that GOL Airlines is a real world flight they do in the 737-800, and yeah, it's hard to believe they operate this airplane out of here, but they do, and you'll see the issues we're going to have with it, and one is going to be they're probably going to have to lid these flights with a maximum capacity in order to operate out of here. And that's common when you operate out of small airports. I've flown flights in the past where I never operated out of an airfield with less than 5,000 foot runway, but we did have to lid flights for various operational reasons. So they just put a maximum capacity on any flights they operate out of that airport. And yeah, so that's probably what they have to do here. We'll look at that when we get in the aircraft and see how we're going to deal with that. Yeah, so it should be a beautiful flight today. The weather is gorgeous here in Rio. And this is a bespoke airport in the sim, and the airport in Sao Paulo is available on flightsim.to. This livery is not included with the PMDG liveries. You can get it on flightsim.to as well. Lots of liveries starting to pop up now for various aircraft. So without further ado, let's hop in the simulator and get this Boeing going. Okay, for the flight today, initially I just ran a standard flight plan on SimBrief. There's our flight plan. You see our payload. I think GOL operates they have 778 seats in their planes. Anyway, we got off full planes to 174. That puts our takeoff weight at 147. But if we go in and load those weights into the airplane, so I'll load the weights in from SimBrief there. You can see it 147. And we'll just go to the performance tool. And I got the ATC already. They're using 2 right. See, it's 4,300 feet, sorry, 4,340 feet. More than the weights from the aircraft, look at the weather. And as soon as I try to calculate, you're going to see takeoff not allowed, planned weight exceeds maximum allowable weight of 126.5. This length of runway and the conditions. So we need to reduce the weight a little bit, but this is based on optimum takeoff performance. So let's make things a little more favorable. So we'll plan a flap 25. We're going to do a full rated takeoff, and we are going to have the anti-ice will be off for sure, but we'll also do a bleeds off takeoff, and we'll see what that does. Calculate that. It's still overweight, but it brings our maximum weight now up to 129.2. So we need to go back and modify our flight plan. So we'll edit the flight plan. The best way to do this, I just drop a load down, so how you really control the weight of this airplane is cap the flight, so we'll just make the flight a maximum of 110 passengers, so we're going to have to kick off 54 passengers here. We'll generate the flight and see if it brings it down below that 129 for maximum takeoff. And you can see estimated takeoff weight is still a little bit above, so we might have to kick off 5 more people. So we'll edit the flight again. We'll make this 105. And you can see now 129.4, so hopefully that will work. Go with that and see if that works for. So that's going to be our weight for today's flight, hopefully. So I'll just close that out for now. We'll have to go back into the aircraft. We'll have to reload the data from Simbury. Back to our weight balance. We'll put in the 129.9, and that still might be a little bit too much. We'll go to, takeoff performance, import the new weights, and calculate, and 129.7, yeah, so we still need to kick off even a few more people. So I'll just run that again on Simbury real quick. We'll edit the flight again. We'll make it 110. I did a practice sector on this yesterday, and I was able to get 115 yesterday, so the conditions might have been a little bit more favorable for the flight. So we'll miss that. Back. Put up our flight again. Weight balance. Load it in. So that's definitely under 129 now, so hopefully that should work. Import the weight from the aircraft, we'll calculate, and there we can see now we got some numbers. So flaps 25, it's a full rate of takeoff, no derate, and there's our V speed. So it looks good. So that's what we're going to use for today's flight. And I'll go back and we'll fetch that new flight plan, and then see our new flight plan is based on a payload of 100 passengers with 128 takeoff weight there roughly. Okay. So that's how you would lid the flight for that. And yeah, so the reason we have to lid the flight is with the short runway ops, you're going to have to take into account accelerate stop distances and ability to go flying if you have an engine failure at V1. So I don't know what the critical situation is going to be for this runway. Probably the accelerate stop, I would say, to be able to reject the takeoff prior to reaching V1. So just prior to V1, to reject the takeoff and be able to stop at before the end of the runway. And you can see when we do the takeoff, there's not a lot of runway to fly with here. So it's going to take into account the balance field calculations for that and to allow those scenarios to occur. And yeah, we had to lid the airplane quite a bit, and I'm sure that's what GOL has to do out of here. Another thing for this is there's a short field package for this aircraft that Boeing came out with. I think GOL is the first airline to purchase that, and it does some modifications to the aircraft. The main one being it modifies the slats system to produce less drag and more lift, and then it does some changes to the calculations of FMC, larger speed brake deflection for stopping. So some modifications to the aircraft, and if you want to go into PMDG settings, go into your aircraft, equipment, somewhere short field, just make sure you have the short field package selected, and then you get the short field package for the aircraft. So let's get the airplane set up for our flight. So now we've got the aircraft all loaded up. Go to the route, we'll request the flight plan for today's flight. We've already set the payload and the fuel, so we'll just select the routes. While that's going, we got the ATC all ready, so let's get the first officer to get our clearance. Using Beyond ATC again.
1043, ready to pick up IF, our clearance to Congonhas Airport.
GOL 1043, fuel delivery, spec Runway 02 right, Elk to Foxtrot departure, na shop transition, Slout 432.
at Cox 2 Foxtrot departure, Naxos transition. Squawk 2432. GOL 1043.
GOL 1043. Reabate correct. Contact ground 1 decimal 7 winghead for push or start.
Okay, so we got the EFCO 2
Ground
Foxtrot off of
121
the right.
decimal
Might as
7
well
when
load
ready
that
for
in now.
pushback or engine start. GOL 1043.
We got the EFCO 2 Foxtrot with the X up off of 2 rights. We'll put that in a route, go back to the routes, check out our routes, the flight plan here, and we've got the 02 right at Foxtrot X up transition. That's there up to the 45 to 8L, so that all looks good. Great, execute that. Go to Perfinet and we'll request our data. Already done the before start checklist to the line. And so let's just go in and check our route here. So we got the airport here, you can see the longer runway 4300. Oh, the other one's altitude, so 4341 is our takeoff distance available, so well under 5,000 feet. And the SID is going to be the EFCO Cox 2 Foxtrots. And let's just look at that. So special authorization required. It's going to be initially 020, 400 feet. Right turn, and then we're going to be going altitude 2,500 or above. Cox between 5 and 8, so I put the altitude at 8,000, and we're going to be going out to Naxos along this, so let's just check that our legs are good. The legs over here. So we've got 020, RJ 1600 or above, altitude 2,500 or above, and XCOP between 5 and 8, so that looks good. We've got Absol 240 above. So the legs look good. So that's going to be our departure. We're going to do that in LNAV up to 8,000 feet. Engine failure, I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's pretty clear ahead for a little bit, so we've just stayed VFR, we'll go runway heading 020, and then clean up the airplane, and we'll just fly down the harbor here and back out if we need to. Visually. Okay, so let's load our numbers. So just get our flight plan up here. Yeah, we've got a cost index of 9. Reserves are 4.7, that looks good. Takeoff weight is 128.7, 128.2 roughly, so by the time we taxi out that should be fine. And I don't know why PMDG, they never did this with the other plane here. I mean, for what I spent to upgrade this, they think they can fix the stuff, but it doesn't import the proper file flight plan there. Oh, I think it did actually. It did this time. No, 300, so we need to import the flight plan there. So I'll execute that, and then we'll just put in 300. That, so the numbers are good. Now we're going to go do our pickup performance. So it was full rated, no derates. It's going to be flaps 25. Get the trim. And 21, 22, 34. Just compare that to our performance rule. So it's close 21, 22, 34. So that's close enough. Okay, so I think our numbers are all good. We'll put in 34. We'll set our trim. Have to set it after we get the aircraft started up. Okay, so I think we are ready to push back and start and get on our way to Sao Paulo. We'll get GSX to prepare for pushback. We'll call ground for push.
Goal 1043 at gate 4, request pushback.
Go in here, ground services.
Gol
Move the chops.
1043, Rio Grande. Puxar engine de start approved. Face south.
Doors are all closing.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Goal 1043.
And looks like everything is set. VSX departure. Waiting for the GPU, so ground services should have got rid of the GPU. We'll get rid of the carts. Cart should be gone. I think everything should be ready to go. Pushback. And we are to face south, so it'll be tail to the left. So nose left, tail right.
Revise parking brakes, please.
Okay, we'll just get our beacon on and get our transponder on. Do our before start checklists. Below the line. Okay, before start checklists, FMC CDU. Okay, we'll get our leg stage up here. So FMC CDU is set and verified. And when your speed bugs are set, doors and windows are closed and locked. Vision light is on. Transponder is on transpond mode. Before start checklist complete. Release the parking brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Start 2 then 1. We'll go packs off. Engine start number 2. Yeah, Latam operates A320s over here as well. So I'm sure they would have the same issues. I think it's an A319 here. One thing about the PMDG, the sounds are better. So there's some definite improvements in the airplane. It does natively work in 2024, which is good. I was able to get the 2020 version work in 2024, but I had a lot of issues getting it going. And start a cutout, stable on 2, start 1. But I thought the 2020 version of the airplane was pretty good, and yeah, so is it worth the $30 upgrade? That's up to you. Anyway, I got it. So low pressure in 1.
Please set parking brakes.
Cut out, stable on number 1, wait for them to disconnect, and then we'll clear the airplane. So we're going to be doing a bleeds off takeoff, and I'll go through that setup here momentarily.
Unlocking gear.
So the big thing is you have to remember to leave the APU on, because we're going to need it for the bleeds off takeoff, so we can still have air conditioned air in the back of the cabin. My voice is a little crackly, I apologize for that. Got a bit of a cold in it. Of course, get that just before the holidays.
Bypass being removed.
Okay, so it looks clear. Bypass pins removed.
Right is clear.
configure the air conditioning normally for the after start. We'll leave the APU on. We'll set flap 25. And we'll do the after start checklist. Okay, thanks for the pin. Have a good day. Okay, the after start checklist. Generators are on. Hydraulics are normal. Probe heat is on. Start switches are off. APU will leave on. And start switches are leave and instruction is complete. I notice a lot of people when I see them fly separate in the sim, they leave the engine instruments up down here. I think most operators SOP is just to leave the lower DU blank, and the reason being is because you can actually, there's an option, a lot of airplanes have the option to keep the parameters of the engine up here, and by leaving the lower DU blank, if you have an exceedance that's not going to give you a master caution, like a low temperature high, it will cause the lower DU to automatically pop up and catch your attention that something's wrong with the aircraft. So most operators will fly with that blanked out. Okay, so we're ready to taxi. Let's call for taxi.
GOL 1043, taxi for departure.
Oh, we didn't get quite 25
Gol
there.
1043, Runway 0 to right taxi via Juliet, Delta, Alpha.
Runway 02 right taxi via Juliet, Delta, Alpha, GOL 1043.
Juliet Delta. Alpha's up here, so I'm not sure. They must have the label wrong. Anyway, we'll just hold short there of the runway and then hold short of 20 right. I'm not sure if they use this other runway. It seems like they might only use the other one, but okay, so we got our taxi lights on. Brake release, we'll start the taxi. Get our trim set. Check our flight controls. We do before takeoff checklist to the line. So flaps 25, so we have 25 planned, 25 indicated, green light, and it's hard to see, but it's in the detent. Flight controls are checked. Trim is 3.26 units. It's pretty close. Takeoff data is checked, set, LNAV, and recall is checked. Takeoff checklist complete the line. So we get holding short, we'll configure for the bleeds off takeoff, and then we'll before takeoff checklist below the line. Head out of Santo's here. Yeah, so as I mentioned, this is a great flight to do, and the reverse flight coming from Sao Paulo back to here is awesome too, because there's some great RMP approaches coming over here. And you have the land on a really short runway. The one in Sao Paulo is over 6,000 feet, so it's not as critical, but it's higher elevation. It's like 2,600 feet. So you will need at least auto breakthrough for that.
GOL 1043, contact Hill Tower 118.7.
Contact Tower 118.7, GOL 1043. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we'll configure the overhead panel. So for the bleeds off takeoff, the right pack will stay in auto. You need to take this out of auto. You need to open the isolation valve so you can get the APU air. That's going to stay in auto. This left bleed air, engine bleed air is going to go off. The APU bleed air is going to go on. And the number 2 engine bleed is going to go off. So now you're just feeding air. So the bleeds are off for each engine, so it's going to give you more performance on the engine. And you're just feeding air from the APU to operate both packs, and just check the duct pressure on both packs are good. And that's configured for the bleeds off takeoff. Put our engine start switches are on, get our transponder ready to go. All ready for departure.
Goal 1043, ready for departure, runway 02 right.
Gol 1043 Rio Tower. Vim 00584, fly Adin 020, runway 02 right. Cleared for takeoff, traffic 6 mile final, no delay.
Fly heading 020, runway 02 right. Cleared for takeoff, no delay, goal 1043.
It is want us to fly the heading, but we're gonna get that turn probably right away, so I'll just leave it in L now. So before takeoff checklist below the line, so flaps are 25, set, auto throttle is armed, cabin navigation is completed, engine start switches are continuous, and transponder is TRI before takeoff checklist complete. I want to get our maximum use out of the runway here, so we'll taxi right to the end. Get up to 20%, 40%. To get some thrust on before we want to do a rolling takeoff here. Set 70. Toga, release the brakes. Set thrust, and thrust is set. Check. See, we're running out of runway pretty quick.
V1. Positive rate of climb.
You're up. Yeah, so not a lot of runway to play with there, that's for sure. Raise max. The autopilot on.
Contact Rio Control 129.2, goal 1043.
1,000 feet. Go bug up.
Rio Control, goal 1043, 1,300 feet.
No, we clear us runway heading, but we're gonna just fly the departure. Retracting the flaps.
Cleared direct RJ022, resume the FCOX 2 Foxtrot. Climb to flight level 140, goal 1043.
Flaps up. So we cleared, they cleared us the SID there, so that's why I just left it in L now. I don't know why they tell us where we're heading. That one, but reconfigure the bleeds. So we'll go back to the overhead panel here. And you want to do this slowly, so one at a time. So you start going this reverse, start doing a C pattern, reverse C pattern. So with the number 2 engine bleed on, we just let it stabilize for a second. Get the APU bleed off. Get the number 1, and then we close the bleed valve. Auto, auto, auto. So that's normal configuration. Check the pressure is good on both packs. And then we do the after takeoff checklist. So flaps are up, no lights. Source or air conditioning pressurization panel is set. APU, shut it off now. Engine start switches are off. Landing gear is up and off. Flaps are up. No lights, and auto brake is off. Takeoff checklist complete. We were cleared through transition. So very busy takeoff here. We were cleared up to flight level 140. level off at that 8,000 feet, so I'll just get off the convention. And we'll go to VNAV. Continue to climb up to 14,000 feet. Yeah, very busy. Doing all this on your single pilot call by yourself out of here. But anyway, that's it. Got it all done. Continuing on the SID up to flight level 140. Let's get some weather for the Sao Paulo.
Contact Brasilia Center 124.8, goal 1043, bye-bye.
017.
Brasilia Center, goal 1043, good day, through flight level 117 for flight level 140. 280, goal 1043.
Okay, 280. And 300 is what we filed, but I forgot to update the flight plan for Beyond ATC. That was an old flight plan based on our higher takeoff weights. So I'll just request 2,000 feet higher once we get up there. Get to 300, because that was our plan too for this flight.
Connect November Golf, Brasilia Center, spec down to Alpha, runway 35 left.
Yeah, with the update for the PMDG, they did include ATC features, so you got data link, so we can get the weather for Sao Paulo, which is Sierra Bravo, Sierra Papa. Sierra Bravo, Sierra Papa. Now, I don't know if you watched my last video, I did a video on CDPLC, and it doesn't work for the 737 jet for Beyond ATC, so you only have BATSIM or IBEO, and you can also just get ATIS from PMDG, so just get the ATIS from them. So it just gives you the weather basically for Sao Paulo. But all the ATC functions do work on BATSIM, and I think it said it works for Beyond ATC for the 737. So yeah, if you did get a chance, go check out that video. It'll show you how to use CDPLC functionality with Beyond ATC. It works really well with Beyond ATC with the A320. Hopefully it'll be available with the 737 shortly. We'll wait for our weather to come in. While we're doing that, we can go get our charts set up for the yeah, this is a bug too. Sometimes when you select the charts, it goes back to the map page. That was in the old one too, I don't know why. So we got an ATIS uplink here. So clear that message. New data link. Let's see, we have ATS log. We got ATIS information, so 16 Zulu. Winds are from the north at 8 knots. Visibility 10 miles, or sorry, visibility, variable, sorry, 03000, visibility is greater than 10 kilometers, 31 degrees, 1017, that's just a generated message by PMDG, so it doesn't give you the real weather here. Okay, so we'll go back to the climb page, looks good. We'll get our chart parts that we're going to need. So we're going to need the
3752, Brasilia Center. Especo tom to Alpha, runway 15.
You can see for
Especo tom to Alpha, runway 15, turn 3752.
pronouncing that right, but we're going to be landing on 35 left, 6,200 feet almost. So a little bit more runway to play with, but it is higher elevation. The elevation is 2630. The Star landing on the IPDA 2 Alpha and 3435 left. So for the IPDA 2 Alpha, it's going to go to Kasuni. So the approach, probably do the ILS 35 left.
Azul conecta November Golf. Contact Brasilia Center 126
They have it by
decimal
Kasuni,
15.
so we can just load that in.
Center 126 decimal 15, Azul conecta November Golf.
Okay, so we have our local charts pinned. So we have the airport, Star, and the approach. Perfect. Okay, so let's load that in while we're getting that set up. Do arrival. And again, it was the 2 Alpha and the ILS Victor 35 left. ILS Victor 35 left by Asuni. Let's get that, we'll load that in. It's all connected up to no discontinuities. So we'll verify those waypoints and altitudes. We've got Ibdal, we got Manlow, got her below 190, Sierra Papa 033, and Asuni 6,000 or above. So we got Manlow,
2805, contact Brasilia Center
below
123 decimal 85, bye bye.
033, Asuni 6,000 or above. So that looks good.
Center 123 decimal 85, Azul 2805.
Then we got the ILS, and we've got Asuni 6.
Turn 3752,
Santo at
tom to Alpha,
53
runway
and
15. Report
Cebu
head
at
for this.
4290 and then the runway.
O tom to Alpha, runway 15, head for this. Turn
43,
3752.
4290 and the runway. And then this approach is going to be
Turn
climb 6,000,
3752, descent to flight level
349
280.
after 3,500 feet to direct to
Descent to
Ogden.
flight level 280, turn 3752.
349, 3,500 feet, Ogtel, yep, the hold at Ogtel, so that looks good. So the waypoints and altitudes are all good. About 1,000 feet below. Except for 28. So we need to, 349 is our course, and the frequency is going to be 197. So we'll put it in. So those are set. Okay, let's request the higher altitudes. So request an altitude change.
GOL 1043.
ATC.
Request altitude change.
GOL 1043, Roger, 100.000 altitude.
So request flight level 300.
Request flight level 300. GOL 1043.
GOL 1043, Roger, climb to flight level 300.
Climb to flight level 300. GOL 1043.
Intervention, feet and speeds. Climb up to 300 feet. And we have 30,000.
Brasilia Center, GOL 1625, good day,
30,000
flight
up here.
level 240.
Okay, good. So that was our
GOL 1625, Brasilia Center.
300, yeah, the original flight plan I had at 280. That's because of the extra weight. It had us at a lower altitude, so the revised flight plan has at 300. So we kicked off around 70 passengers. Well, that's how you operate out of these smaller airports. You definitely have to limit the load capacity of your aircraft. I'm sure GOL's been doing it long enough. They have probably a standard load that works out of there. Not sure what it would be, but something similar to what we saw today. Okay, so the weather looks good in Sao Paulo, so we're going to be doing the visual approach so that we can look at our landing performance based on we'll select 35 left, that's 6,300 feet. Import the aircraft data, import the weather. Probably with a shorter runway, flap 40 is probably going to give us better performance for landing. Try out a break 3, that should work hopefully. And we see, yep, it works. So we got 52, 54, we got 61, 75, so probably a bit of a displaced threshold. It's going to work for us. You can see if we picked auto break 2, probably not going to work. Yeah, so we need at least auto break 3 for this landing here. So that's what we'll set. We'll set auto break 3. We'll set ref 40 speed, 3 ref 40 and auto break 3. Okay, so now we can brief the approach.
Descent to flight level 220, turn 3752.
Okay, so we're going to be doing the IBDEL 2 Alpha.
030, descent to flight level 080.
We coming in by IBDEL, we got a restriction at Manlow at or below 190, and SUNY at or above 6,000. And then from there we'll pick up the ILS. Going to be the visual approach backed up by the ILS runway Victor 35 left. We got the frequencies 1097 set twice.
Brasilia Center,
The course 349 is set twice.
Flight level 250.
Got the FAF at a SUNY 4290. Runway elevation. We don't need any minimums for today, but if we could get down to 200 feet if we needed it. Runway elevation is 2630. The venomous approach will climb 6,000, maintain 349 course up to 3,500, and then it'll be a left turn direct to Ogtel. The whole published there. Then LNAV unless you tell us otherwise. And for the airport with flat 40 outer break 3, we should be able to exit at Foxtrot there. You can see a slight displaced threshold, so that's why we have a little bit shorter landing distance available. And then we'll park whatever gate they give us. So that's our briefing complete. So with that, we can do a descent checklist. So pressurization, land altitude is set. Recall is checked. Instruments are set and cross-checked. Landing data is checked. BREF 40, speed 129. No minimums required for the visual approach. Auto brake is 3 and approach briefing is completed. Yeah, so this is a pretty short flight. It's only
Contact Brasilia Center 1 to 3 decimal 85, GOL 1548, have a good day.
So you just get up there and get enough time to set everything up, and then you're on your way down again. Outside before we start our approach. So this is just offshore. Yeah, the Brazil scenery looks really good now.
Contact Brasilia Center 126 decimal 15. Center 126 decimal 15, GOL 1625.
We're just coming up to our top of descent. We should get our approach.
GOL 1030. Contact Rio Control 124 decimal 5. Contact Rio Control 124 decimal 5, GOL 1030.
Goal 1043, approaching our top of descent, ready for descent.
I heard that crash, that's my cat.
Gol
Knocking my iPad
1043,
over.
Ibidal to Alpha, Runway 35 left, descendou flight level 1 near 0.
Okay, flight level 190.
Ibidal 2 Alpha, runway 35 left. Descend to flight level 190, goal 1043.
190, VNAV path. And yeah, she gave us the Ibidal 2 Alpha, 35 left, so good to go.
Sun 3752, descendou flight level 200. Descendou flight level 200, Sun 3752.
My cat likes being my co-pilot sometimes, but she tends to knock things over. Okay, descent is going. Yeah, this is a great little trip to do. You do the return leg, head back to Rio. Some definitely challenging approaches going into Rio, especially if it's IMC. Now, one thing that would really affect your takeoff and landing distances is if you had to operate on wet runways. That would drastically reduce your performance data. But if I go back to the takeoff data, performance tool, got the takeoff information, if I made that a wet runway, calculate it, yeah, look, it's going to drop us down to 119,000 pounds. So you'd have to lid the flight even more.
Gol 1043, contact Brasilia Center 126.15.
Yeah, I don't know how they deal with that.
Contact
If they
Brasilia
sell
Center
tickets
126.15,
based on a dry
goal
runway, or if they sell it
1043.
based on
Bye
possible
bye.
wet runway, I'm not sure how they work with that.
Brasilia Center, goal 1043, descending via Ibidal 2 Alpha, flight level 274.
Or maybe they just make it a standard lid of 80 passengers, so half the load of the airplane.
Gol 1043, Brasilia Center, radar contact.
That would cover off most conditions. Yeah, I'm not sure how they do that. Definitely makes it challenging for our operations out of that airport with a larger plane like this. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you're enjoying the 737 release from PMDG. It's just nice to have it in the 2024 sim as a native aircraft. My personal opinion, it was a little expensive upgrade for what you got.
Center 126.1. Center 126.1, Sun 3627.
Speaking of expensive upgrades, I just got an email, Fly Simware, coming out with the 2024 version of the Lear 35. I have that airplane, and I use it in 2024, and they made a updated version for 2024. But now they made a 2024 native version, and the upgrade price on that is crazy. I think I paid originally $40 for the Lear 35, and works fine in 2024. They released a native 2024 version, and it sells for $65. Now, it does include the extra versions, which is the cargo and the medevac versions, which were extra add-ons for the 2020 version. But, yeah, and if you own the 2020 version, you get a discount of $20. So basically, I'd be paying more than I did for the original airplane to upgrade to the 2024 version. Seems pretty expensive. I'm sure I'm going to do that. I'll definitely wait for some reviews of that airplane before I jump into that. Especially when the 2020 version works great in the sim. I haven't flown it since sim before, but I'll have to check that out. Hopefully it still works good. That's an expensive upgrade.
Gol 1625, Dumont Bravo, runway 28 left. Report ready for descent.
Okay, I'll get the belts on.
Ready for descent. Gol 1625.
transition altitude, I think, is 7,000 feet.
1625. This is to flight level 180.
8,000 feet.
This is to flight level 180. Go 1625.
Star looking good for being below 190.
Go 1625. Clear air direct Dumont. Cross Dumont below flight level 220.
Beat
Resume on
light to June.
navigation.
The weather's nice. Great scenery.
Roger. VLL head direct Dumont. Cross Dumont below flight level 220. Then resume on navigation. Go
Let's get
1625.
the FO look at here. Thanks for doing a great job on the radios. I've looked at some of the programs that do the checklist automatically for you.
Basic to flight level 170, country 009.
They seem pretty slow, so it's not super realistic. Anyway, just come up to the holidays. I hope everybody has a good holiday. Some time off.
Country 473. Contact
Right now, some aircraft.
126.1. Contact Curitiba Center 126.1. Country 473.
Get lower here momentarily. That's one thing about beyond ATC on these arrivals. They could have easily just moved us down to 6,000. They always seem to give you the next altitude in the block, even if it's at or below altitude. See, we're going to get above the path here.
Contact Sao Paulo Control 119.05, goal 1043. Sao Paulo Control, goal 1043, good day. Flight level
This is a
190,
feature I
we have
noticed.
Lima.
If you level off and VALT, and you start getting above the path, the plane automatically slowing down to your up speed. Now, that might be an option you can have. I never had that on any 737.
QNH1017, expect the ILS Victor runway 35 left with the Asuni transition. Goal 1043.
So we're getting above the path, the plane's just slowing down. Okay, 6,000. Let's get alt intervention.
Descend to 6,000 feet. QNH1017, goal 1043.
Get 6,000 feet, alt intervention, VNAV speed, yeah, so the bug comes back to the up speed, and then once you go descend again, it starts going back up to your FNC speed, so I couldn't find an option for that in the settings, if anybody knows about that, but I never had that happen on any. It would just maintain whatever your FNC speed was until you got lower altitude, and then you could override it, obviously, with speed intervention. Very strange. You can see it's not regaining the speed here very fast, so we're going to get the speed break out to help us get going here.
São Paulo Control, Go 1555, flight level 0 Mineira 8 with the numbers.
Yeah, so if anybody knows where I can disable that function, so that's what I'm used to seeing. There's so many options with this airplane that could definitely be a feature of the airplane. Okay, we're getting the path back here, so speed up. Roll. Back on VNAV path, slow speed break. Yeah, so no problem recovering that altitude, but ATC could have done a better job and just cleared us at lower altitude sooner. Again, I think Beyond ATC is, for $30, it's a good add-on. It does give you a better immersion in the air. Use of ATC on IFR flights. I can't wait till their VFR stuff is available. Say intentions, I tried it out. It's, you know, overall it's pretty good. Seems pretty good for the trial I did, but I wouldn't pay the $20 for that. As far as I can, Beyond ATC, I can spend $30 and use as much as I want. Good on the arrival here. Yeah, so the airport, Sao Paulo, this regional airport is right in the downtown area, high buildings all around. It's on a little plateau or a little hill right in the city. It's kind of neat. Another program I'm looking at picking up is Parallel 42 chase plane for the views. Microsoft camera system isn't the greatest, and yeah, I've looked at a few initial reviews of it. Looks pretty good. If anyone has used it, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Is it worth getting? That's something I think Microsoft should have fixed themselves. It's a more improved camera system. Another thing with PMDG, they've fixed the wing flex here a little bit. The 737 looks pretty good. This airport has some RPs too. Use this is sort of a nice straighted approach here. Nice with the LS.
São Paulo Control, TAM 3009, flight level 0 Minerate with information Lema.
I have done some flights on that's in out of Brazil here too. They do some ATC here, which is really great sometimes. Covers both these airports. It's fun to do that. Works a little bit better than Beyond ATC does. Okay, we're coming up on 10,000 feet. We'll fly the flight attendants prepare for arrival. Get our descent checklist, so the landing light on a little bit early here. Approach checklist, altimeters to go. Transition will be at 8,000 feet. Get notification complete. Checklist complete. clearest to that SUNY, and then across SUNY it's at above 6,000 feet. You're cleared to the approach. So if I bring up the approach, since we already have a SUNY in the flight plan transition for the star, what I'll do is I'll put in about 4,300 feet for the FAP altitude so we get cleared the approach. And we'll have we're in VNAV, so we're protected for the altitude at SUNY there.
Direct SUNY. Cross SUNY at shore above 6,000 feet. Clear ADLS Victor runway 35 left.
Cleared direct to SUNY. Cross SUNY at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared ILS Victor runway 35 left. GOL 1043.
Okay, so we are cleared for the approach. So I'll put in 4,300 feet. Which is the FAP altitude, so that way we can arm the approach prior to that. The ILS. Yeah, and that clearance from beyond ATC, it's fairly close. Normally ATC would just say via a SUNY you clear the ILS 35 left, cross SUNY at or above 6,000. They wouldn't clear you direct to, because it's already in your flight plan. So it's fairly close. You're looking good. Got a decel there, so that'll get us slowed down prior to the FAP. Okay, there's transition. We'll set 1017. It is set. Yeah, so this is short runway. We don't have a lot of extra line distance available, so we don't want to try to grease it on. So we'll make it a firm landing and get it on and get the airplane slowed down. Because if you end up floating, you're going to have to go around and do it again. If you'd like to see a video going the other way, where we have to deal with the landing on a short runway and Santo's Dumont there, let me know. I could easily do a return leg video. You're enjoying the flight today. Make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe, sign up for notifications, so you'll see videos like this one in the future. Yeah, hopefully next month I'll start the live stream. We'll start to get things organized for that. Trying to figure out how to set up my laptop to be the streaming PC connected to this PC, because I don't want to burden this PC with the load of streaming. So that's the thing I'm working on right now, is trying to figure out how to do that. Yeah, so you can see we're right there, just on that plateau, just in the city there. So we're starting to slow down. I'm going to help it slow down a little bit on the flaps one. Some drag going. So we're in VNAV, so it automatically bumps the flaps one position. Speed brake on as well. Flaps 5. The ILS glide slope in there, so RM the approach. See the airport there. These come back nicely. Bring back in.
Contact Tower 118.05, goal 1043. Have a good day.
Get the gear down.
Sao Paulo
115.
Tower, goal 1043. ILS Victor runway 35 left.
Gol 1043, São Paulo Tower, continue.
Wilco, goal 1043.
Get the landing checklist of the flaps. So we got engine start, switch to start continuous. Speed brake is arm, landing gear is down. And flaps. Picking up the glide path here momentarily. Prior to the path. And we are just told to continue. We're not clear to land yet. So normal flap selection would be from here flap 30, but we're going to go flap 40. So we select flap 25 first and then flap 40.
Vai 35 left.
Picking up the glide path here.
TAM 011, São Paulo Tower, continue.
Flap 25. Consider our
TAM
speed.
011. TAM
Flap 40.
343,
Set our
exit
target
left
at
at Echo.
34.
Exit left at Echo. TAM 343.
We'll complete the landing checklist. So flaps are 40 green light, landing checklist is
1555, go
complete.
around. Fly Runway Centerline, maintain 40,300 feet. On the go, fly Runway
Line up for the
Centerline,
correct
maintain
runway.
40,300 feet. Go 1555.
Somebody gotta go around, so that guy ahead of us looks
Go
like he's going around.
1555, contact São Paulo Control 11.5.05, speak soon.
Let's approach altitude
Contact São
6,000
Paulo
feet.
Control 11.5.05, go 1555, toque Toyu e habite.
Well, I've got our landing clearance. We're all configured. Up to 1,000 feet, so say 1,000 feet. Check
Go
the surface approach
1043,
altitude.
1,000.
20 Linear 088, Runway
6,000 feet
35
set.
left, cleared to land.
We are clear to land.
Runway 35 left clear to land. Goal 1043.
Good. So we'll take it from here. So we'll get the autopilot off. Put the auto throttle off. Yeah, we want to be as precise as possible. Yeah, very cool approach.
São Paulo Tower, TAM 3009, ILS Victor Runway 35 left.
A little bit high, corrected.
TAM 3009, São Paulo Tower, continue.
300.
Vilco, TAM 3009. Go
200.
head to go, Runway
They're
35
clear to
left.
land.
Go 136,
Go
hold
back to
short
left.
off 35 left. Affirm, hold
100,
short off
50,
35 left, go
30,
136.
20, 10.
Touchdown.
Go 1526,
Speed
hold
brake.
position for company traffic. Hold position for traffic, go 1526.
And yeah, speed. Auto brake's working good. I'm just gonna leave it on. 60 knots.
Go 1043, exit left at Echo.
Auto brake disarm.
Exit left at Echo. Goal 1043.
And let go, I think it's at the end. flight. Clear the runway.
TAN 011, 21 Niner 088, Runway 35 left, cleared to land.
Stop clear.
Runway 35 left, cleared to land. TAN 011.
Clear the runway.
GOL 043, contact ground
Here you
1 to
go.
1 decimal Niner, bye bye. Ground 121 decimal
Stop.
Niner, GOL 1043.
We'll request taxi to the gates.
GOL
See what's available.
1043, request taxi to the gate.
GOL 1043, welcome to Congonhas. Say parking hora de Viz e F India Sigma.
Let's go for A2A.
Request ramp Alpha to Alpha, GOL 1043.
Get GSX.
GOL 1043, ramp Alpha to Alpha taxi via Echo, November.
Just a
Ramp
second,
Alpha
what I'm
to
doing.
Alpha via Echo, November, GOL 1043.
Alpha 2 Alpha's already set. Good. Okay, so view of the buses. You're after after lane checklist
TAN
here.
011, ramp to H taxi via Echo, November, Mike, X-ray.
We'll taxi into the gate.
Ramp to H via Echo, November, Mike, X-ray, TAN 011.
So after landing checklist, stab trim is reset, flaps are up, no lights, speed brake is down, auto brake is off, radar transponder is just in transponder mode, low heat is off, start switches are off, oh no, switches are off, and APU started on buses after landing
Contact
checklist
São Paulo
complete.
Tower 18 decimal 05.
Or after landing checklist
Contact
complete.
Tower 118 decimal 05, GOL 1312, bye bye. Papa Sierra Bravo
See,
Romeo
normally
November,
I'd be
ramp
taxiing
SE12,
while the first
request
officer does
pushback
that
and engine start.
checklist, but it's hard to taxi and find space here or get all that done.
Papa Sierra Bravo Romeo November, São Paulo ground.
Should be the gate just up to the right here.
Face northwest.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest.
See them waiting
Papa
for us
Sierra
there.
Bravo Romeo November.
It's pretty tight in here. I don't know where. First time I parked at this gate. Can't see our marshaller. So we'll just have to do a nice dip here. He should wait for us to get a little further in. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this plane actually fits in here, but I'll just move up as far as I can. Get the tail beyond the red line here. Okay, that's about as far as I'm gonna go. Set park and brake. And welcome to Sao Paulo.
Papa Sierra Bravo
Anyway, I
Romeo
hope you enjoyed
November.
today's
Ready to taxi
flight.
to be active.
That's some short field operations with the 737 from
Papa Sierra
PMDG.
Bravo Romeo November. Runway 35 right, taxi via Sierra. Romeo.
Great route to fly. You should all check it out.
Runway
Thanks for joining me,
35 right taxi via Sierra,
and we'll see you
Romeo.
next time on
Papa
the
Sierra Bravo
channel.
Romeo